Do you have some canned tuna and an air fryer? These quick tuna cakes are crispy outside, tender inside, and ready in minutes, and no potatoes needed. To make these crispy air fryer tuna cakes, you will need 3 cans of tuna. You can use either tuna chunks or shredded tuna in water. Both options work great for this recipe. Just be sure to drain all the water so the tuna cakes will not turn out soggy or watery. Put the tuna in the large mixing bowl, and if you use tuna chunks like I did here, then use a fork to break them down into smaller flakes. This helps the tuna mix more evenly with the other ingredients and creates a better texture in your fish cakes. Next, take 3 slices of regular white sandwich bread and cut them into smaller pieces, about 1-inch squares, so it would be easier to blend them into breadcrumbs. If you already have ready-made breadcrumbs, you can just use that. You will need about 1 cup of store-bought breadcrumbs to replace the 3 slices of fresh bread. Then, place the bread pieces in a blender or food processor and pulse until they turn into fine crumbs. I have found that bread that is few days old works better than super fresh bread since it is not as sticky. You can also use different types of bread if you want. I have tried this with sourdough, and it gives the tuna cakes a really nice flavor. Then pour the breadcrumbs into the bowl with tuna flakes. Next, take 1 bell pepper. I like the red one as it gives the tuna patties a bit of color. Cut it in half and then remove the seeds and white membrane from inside. Then cut the pepper into smaller pieces to make it easier to process in the food processor. Pulse the pepper until you end up with finely chopped bits that will mix well with the tuna mixture. Then add the red pepper also in the mixing bowl with the tuna flakes and breadcrumbs. Next, take 2 tomatoes. I like Roma tomatoes for this recipe because they are a bit less watery. Cut them in half and scrape out the seeds and the goopy stuff with your knife. I get rid of all that wet stuff because it makes the tuna mix too soggy, and soggy patties just fall apart in the air fryer. And you really do not want any seeds to get stuck in your teeth when eating the patties later. Then chop the tomatoes into tiny pieces, as you see me doing in the video here. Then add the chopped tomatoes to the mixing bowl with the tuna, breadcrumbs, and pepper. Next, take 1 medium-sized peeled onion and cut it in half, as half the onion is quite enough for this recipe. I like to use red onion because it has a milder, slightly sweeter taste than white or yellow onions. If you do not have red onion, yellow onion works fine too, but I would use a bit less since it has a stronger flavor. Pulse the onion in the food processor until it is finely chopped, just like this. Then add the onion to the mixing bowl. Next, take 1 red chili. It is really up to you how much you use, but I like my tuna cakes quite spicy, so I will use all of it. Just make sure you remove the seeds before adding it to the food processor. And then add about 5 peeled garlic cloves to the food processor also. Then add a small bunch of cilantro too. Pulse everything together until finely chopped but not turned into a paste. This mixture of chili, garlic, and cilantro creates a great flavor base that will mask the canned tuna flavor so well. Then add a teaspoon of salt to the patties, then add some black pepper for a bit of spice and depth. And then add the juice of half a fresh lemon. Try to be careful to catch any seeds that might fall in. Then add a teaspoon of mustard. I usually use Dijon mustard, but yellow mustard works fine too. Now, give all the ingredients a good mix. Make sure everything gets combined well so the flavors spread throughout the tuna. Now, in a separate bowl, crack in 3 eggs. Give the eggs a quick mix with a whisk or a fork. The eggs help bind everything together so the patties don't fall apart when cooking. Pour the eggs into the mixing bowl and give all the ingredients a final quick mix. Now add some breadcrumbs to a plate. I like to use panko breadcrumbs because they get extra crunchy when fried, but regular breadcrumbs work fine too. Now use a spoon or cookie scoop and take some of the tuna mixture. Scoop up enough to make a patty about the size of your palm. If you make them too large, they might break apart. Roll the tuna patties gently in the breadcrumbs. Make sure each patty gets an even coating all around. Place the tuna cakes on a large plate or a cutting board so you can easily get them when it's time to cook. Keep them separated so they don't stick together. Next, carefully place the tuna cakes in the air fryer basket. Leave some space between each cake so the hot air can circulate around them properly. This helps them get crispy on all sides. Depending on the size of your air fryer, you might need to cook them in batches. Air fry the tuna cakes in preheated air fryer for 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes till they look crispy and golden brown on the top. Then, halfway through, carefully flip the tuna cakes over and continue cooking until both sides are evenly browned. If you like these deliciously crispy and protein-rich tuna cakes, then check out also this air fryer sardines recipe here that will make anyone to absolutely love sardines. The crispy texture and amazing flavor might change your mind about these little fish if you were not a fan before. Check it out now.